everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have this Rihanna Wild Thoughts inspired makeup tutorial for you. And so I use my Juvia's Place palette. So if you follow me on social media, you know that I just got these in the mail the other day, and I was so excited to play with them. The pigmentation on these colors are so remarkable. They're like gorgeous. A little bit goes a long way. I just loved recreating this. I tried my best to get it as close as possible to the look that she has. Rihanna is queen, so it looks so good on her. So and I tried to replicate the hair, and all I did was last night I washed it and then I put some mousse in it, and then when I want to scrunch my hair or make my hair look wavy like this, what I do is I just scrunch up my hair into a bun and just place it in a bun and then tie it up. And then the next morning I get these like really nice waves. So really natural looking. I didn't have to use any heat. And what I did was I hit it with this IGK coconut oil gel just to get that kind of like wet look that she had in the video. I really like the way it came out. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this because I have some frizz, but it's because it's really hot today. So besides that, you know, I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you try this look out. If you do, tag me on Instagram, _glammomvp_, and that's on Instagram. I'll leave it down below, and just tag me in your look. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Okay, so let's get started. And first we're going in with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and I'm placing that all over my face and onto my shoulders and collarbone to get that dewy look that Rihanna had in her video. So we're putting this down as a base so that we have a dewy finish with our foundation. Next, I'm going in with the NYX eyeshadow base and the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre and a concealer brush, and I'm just priming my eyelids. So what I'm doing is I'm just placing it all over the lid, and I'm also using the concealer brush to conceal or cover up my eyebrow hairs underneath. And also I'm just lining that base on my lower lash line as well to hold any color that I'm going to place on there. And then I'm going to take some tape and I'm just going to put it on the sides of my eyes, kind of giving it that wing effect. This way it keeps my shadows in place without making a huge mess. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some MAC skin, my mineralized skin finish, and I'm just gonna set my eye base. We're going for a really smoky kind of look, so that eye base will work out. And then I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette and the Nubian 2 palette. And first we're starting off with the MAC 224 and the color Madagascar, and we're using that as our transition color, and we're just placing it all over our crease. And the next color we're using from the Nubian palette is the Kenya color. So it's a darker brown color, and we're just gonna deepen up the crease. And it was the Nubian 2 palette, I'm sorry. And I'm just working that in windshield wiper motions in my crease area. And as you can see, it's just deepening up that color that I put down, that Madagascar color. So it's just doing a little transition and deepening up that crease. And now we're going into the the Masquerade palette, I'm sorry. And we're using the Mikasa 230 brush and the color Dahlia. And I am just going to place that all over my lid area. I'm not going into the crease at all. And when I get to the corner of my eye, I'm just using a really light hand so that I don't go anywhere above my lid space. So I'm not going in my crease area at all with that blue color just yet. The next color we are using from the Masquerade palette is the color Zola. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mainly focus that in the middle of my lid space, but I'm just going to slightly drag out any excess that I have on my brush onto the rest of my lid. And then I'm going in with MAC Steamy, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just trying to get that nice teal aquamarine color that Rihanna had. Then I'm going in with the Morphe 430 and Burkina from the Masquerade palette. And I'm just trying to clean up those edges. And what I'm doing is I'm just going in small circular motions, and I'm also pulling up, as you can see, that blue color. So I'm just trying to flick that blue color into the brown in an upward motion, just so you get that nice seamless transition. And now I'm going in with Kenya again with that same Morphe brush, and I'm just deepening the outside. So we're not using any black shadows in this look. We're just kind of deepening it with dark browns. And I'm just blending here. And then I'm going back into the Nubian 2 palette, and I'm using the color Zuri, and I'm just putting that in the inner corner and highlighting my brow bone. Now I'm going back into the Masquerade palette, and I'm using Dahlia and Zola and a Mikasa 240 brush. And first, what I'm doing is I'm taking the Makeup Forever black liner, kohl liner, and I'm just placing that in my waterline just to give me that smoky look. And now I'm taking, like I said, that Mikasa 240 brush and those two colors, Dahlia and Zola, and I'm just lining the bottom lash line. Now for my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the color Soft Brown. And I just did my brows off camera, so you didn't have to see all of that. I removed the tape, and you see that it has that precise wing. I'm taking my NYX matte eyeliner, and I'm not going to do any wings. I'm just going to line my top lash line and just give myself just a little bit of a base for when I lay down my lashes, so you don't see any band or you don't see any glue. So that's a good trick for when you're doing lashes. Just go ahead and line the top of your eyes. You don't have to do a wing. And then I'm moving into foundation, and I'm using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in the color Warm Honey. And I'm just placing that all over, and I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to just blend that in. Now I'm using the Milani Retouch and Erase in the color Light Medium, and I am just placing that under my eye in a triangle shape, and I am going to just place that down the bridge of my nose and then on the sides of my nose and a little bit on my forehead. So any place that I want to highlight, I am placing that concealer. And this is a really nice concealer because it's not too heavy, so it's really lightweight, and you don't really have to even set this concealer, and it's drugstore, so that's a great steal. So I'm just blending that in with my beauty blender. It's my damp beauty blender, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that away. And what I always like to do is when I have a dramatic look, I like to set my face. So I'm using the Real Techniques powder brush and my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm just setting my face so that I know that my concealer isn't going anywhere. Then I'm going to go into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be using this Morphe bronzer brush, and I will link everything down below. And I'm going to use that warm tone color and a little bit of that darker, deeper brown on the side to really bronze up my skin, because we know that Rihanna just has that wonderful like bronze look in that video, and just in general she has such nice skin tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my face, and I'm going to definitely contour, so I'm going to give myself a super sculpted look. And I'm just dragging that onto my shoulders as well. So now with this Kat Von D angled brush, I'm going to go ahead and use that cooler tone that's in that Shade and Light palette. And I'm just going to, like I said, sculpt out my cheekbones. And now with the Mikasa E240 brush and the cool tone shade in that Shade and Light palette, I'm just going to contour my nose. So it's better to use cool tone colors when you're, you know, shading your nose area, because you want to create a shadow. You don't want anything that's warm and bronzy. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going to lay down a coat of L'Oreal Telescopic Lash mascara on my eyelashes so that they blend in with my falsies. And the falsies I'm using are the Ardell Demi Wispies. So I placed them on there, and now I am just going ahead and hitting my lower lash line with some mascara. So it's super important that we highlight because she did have, like I said, a really dewy look. So I'm using a Morphe stippling brush and my Becca Champagne Pop, and I'm just gonna go ahead and place that on my cheekbones, on pretty much everywhere. I'm gonna put that on down my nose. I'm gonna put it above my eyebrows, like on my forehead, on my chin. She had a really dewy look, so I wanted that to show. And the reason I'm using the stippling brush is because I didn't want it to be too stark, so I didn't want to have just a straight line of highlight on my face. I wanted it to look lit from within, and I think that stippling brush helps you to do that. Make sure you put it on your shoulders, on your collarbone, so that you have that nice dewy look. And now I'm using Luminoso, just a little bit of that. And here's the star of the show. It is the Milani True Red Lip Liner. And I'm just going to line my lips and fill in my lips with that. And also over top, I'm going to use the Milani Matte Lip Cream in the color Craze. You've seen that in another tutorial, but the reason I use that is because Rihanna didn't have a true red lip. She had more of like a fuchsia color. And I think this was the perfect combination, and you'll see it at the end. It really does look like what she was wearing in the video. And then to finish up this look, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and just setting this all in place. And now for my hair, I am using the IGK Coconut Oil Gel. And what I did was at night, like I said in the beginning of the video, I just scrunched my hair. I wet my hair yesterday, I washed it, I scrunched it, and then I'm just adding that that coconut oil gel to give you that wet look that she has in the video. And I'm just adding that in wherever I feel I need it. And I would recommend using some hairspray because you will look a little bit frizzy otherwise. And this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one.
Watching, and I'll see you in my next one.
That's it.